let's jump right into it. Modern women losing their minds as men are friend-zoning them.
If a guy likes you, he will ignore you. Forever. Like forever and ever. He'll never message you, not even once.
Fellas, welcome back. Today's video is all about a surprising trend. Modern women losing their minds as men are friend-zoning them. We'll break down why this is happening, the reactions from women, and what it means for modern dating dynamics. If you're ready to explore this shift in relationships, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Let's get started.
One of the biggest lies I used to tell myself, but I thought was the truth when I was single before I got married, was men are intimidated by me. I thought because I had a house, a car, been driving BMW since I was 24 years old, I thought that because I made a lot of money, that men just couldn't handle it, they were intimidated, and they were turned off because I was doing better than them.
This is a very large misconception that a lot of modern women seem to have. This is something that I brought up on yesterday's video as well. But you'll have a woman who maybe is successful in her career, maybe she has a nice car, things like this, and she'll think to herself, wow, the reason why men aren't asking me out on dates, the reason why men aren't pursuing me romantically is because they're just intimidated by me. But I have to echo this thought so many times on this channel because modern women don't seem to understand it. But dudes do not care about these things. We're not looking at your assets. We're not looking at your bank account when a man is considering having a relationship with you. This is something that typically women will do if they want to have a long-term relationship with you. They'll consider how stable you are, for example. We as dudes, on average, don't give a damn. Also, men are just straight up not intimidated by you.
That is one of the biggest lies, or the things that we think, when really the problem is us. If you find yourself saying, well, men are just intimidated by me, I make too much money, they don't like that I'm just direct and I stand up for myself. If you keep getting that kind of results from men, most likely it's not because they're intimidated, they just don't like you.
Yeah, it's not that you stand up for yourself and that you're direct. It's that you're argumentative and you're awful to be around. Everything is a battle, everything is a headache, and this is why the men don't want to date you. Okay, so many women, they get a lot of these descriptive words mixed up. Okay, they think that they're just standing their ground and they're just, strong and independent. But what men really hear is, I'm a giant pain in the backside, and having a regular discussion with me is going to turn into an argument every single damn time. And it's a surprise to a lot of these women, but dudes actually don't like getting into arguments for the hell of it. A lot of men don't really want extra headaches. A lot of people in general don't want extra headaches. They go to work, they come home. The last thing they want is to have a battle with their significant other over some inconsequential nonsense.
And I'm not trying to say this to be mean or to be like nasty, but that was what I was going through. They thought I was attractive. They liked being around me, but they just weren't into me because the way that I exuded my ego. A lot of women don't realize when they make money and they have all these accomplishments, the ego drives the conversation. It drives your energy, how you carry yourself, how you interact with men, where your ego is like, well, because you're not on my level, And nobody wants to be treated like that, man or woman. I'll give you guys a perfect example. Girl with the pink dress on Pop the Balloon. A lot of people were like, oh, I like her personality. She seems funny. She seems cool. She even said she was a sweetheart. And all those things can be true. That does not mean that's what's attractive to a man. Ladies, the things that we like about ourselves and the things that we like about our homegirls does not mean that men find that attractive or want that to be what they want in a relationship. And I'm not saying change who you are to appease a man, but if you're not getting the results that you want in the dating sphere and you want to be married, you have to check how you talk to people, how you treat people, the energy you have. Normally it stems from childhood. Normally it stems from being an overachiever. It stems from being somebody that's very type A. It stems from being somebody that is a perfectionist.
Guys, I actually agree with a lot of what this woman is saying, but notice how nice she has to say it, right? She has to say it in this way because these people are entitled, okay? The people that have this worldview, the people that think that, men have to do everything for them, and I'm a queen, and the man has to do this, and he has to do that. These people, this attitude doesn't come from being an overachiever and being a perfectionist. I mean, maybe some of it does. A lot of it really comes down to just straight up being entitled and receiving too much validation and attention from strangers on the internet. Okay, you'll have the most awful human beings these days, and they'll think that they're the Lord's gift to the earth because they get 150 likes on their Instagram profile. You see what I'm saying? And this woman has to say it so nicely. Oh, maybe we should consider how we treat other people. But at the end of the day, so many of these people, they don't care how they treat other people. They don't care about the man and the situation. Hell, half of them don't even care about their own girlfriends, to be honest with you. But notice how she has to tread around this. And I don't think a lot of these girls who have this attitude are ever going to change. And that's fine because they can start collecting cats and they can have cats instead of children. It's a free country, supposedly.
Normally, when people are like that to themselves, they're hyper critical of other people. So if you tend to have this personality trait where you're very defensive, you're standoffish, you have your guard up 24/7, 365, and you don't know how to let your hair down and have fun and speak to people lightly, gracefully, then you could probably have this problem. So just do some self-reflection, sis. It might not be because he's intimidated. He might just not like you.
Exactly. Men aren't intimidated by women. That's just a narrative some women tell themselves to avoid facing reality. It's not that men are afraid of strong, independent women. It's that they simply don't care about the things women often think matter most, like job titles, salaries, or possessions. A lot of women think that if they have a good job or make a certain amount of money, that automatically makes them more attractive. But men don't value women the same way women value men. Men are more interested in qualities like kindness, loyalty, respect, and emotional support. When women make their career or their accomplishments the centerpiece of their personality, they've already lost a lot of guys' interest.
I mean, this is how a lot of modern women try and advertise themselves for relationships, right? They get to 30, they get to 40, they're looking for that long-term relationship now. They're looking for that good man. And then the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, look at the career I have. Look at this, job, or look at this car. And dudes are just sitting over here and we're just like, we don't care about these things, right? We just want someone who's going to be nice, someone who's going to be friendly to be around, where everything isn't a damn issue. It's really not that complicated. Okay, if, these women get to 30 and they get to 40 and they still don't have a guy. But let's not pretend that dating isn't very easy for women. It is very, very damn easy. If dudes don't want you, you have a serious problem. Let's jump into this next clip.
Men tell me about their
Healthy relationship.
the things that men tell me and other women tell me about their relationships. Women's standards for themselves is in hell. It always shocks me. I'm like, you what? I'm sorry, but at this point, we live in a time now where women are becoming self-made millionaires left and right. You have the option to do that. Why are you guys dating men if your standards are in hell? You need to go see a therapist. You need to go do some healing. If you were dating men and y'all are like, oh, I'm a dream girl. No, girl, you're Papa John's. It's hot and ready into the door in 30 minutes. How are y'all's standards so in hell? And it makes me feel like I'm crazy. I'm like, damn, how am I getting away with all the shit that I'm getting away with? Because apparently there's all these women walking around who will accept down here.
Yeah, you know why women, quote unquote, they say that the bar is in hell and that the bar for men is so low. You guys know why this is the case? It's because they're trying to lock down the attractive guys, right? The dude who is really attractive to them, he doesn't have to do crap. The exact same woman that'll sit on TikTok and cry about how men need to take her out on dinner dates in order to get her attention and you need to make it worth her while. I mean, we had a woman on yesterday's video, right, who was quite literally a single mother. And she was trying to make the case to men that we need to do better. We need to take her out on dinner dates and we need to pay for her babysitter. Okay? But the thing is, if she found the dude attractive, she wouldn't need any of that crap. Okay, women are going out here, they're chasing the attractive dudes on these dating applications and whatever, which is, if that's what they want to do, fine. But then they cry and complain when that man won't give them a relationship or he won't take them out to dinner dates and things like this. And if you're reasoning is, well, I'm a millionaire or I have a lot of money. Sorry, dudes don't care about this. If you think that your bank balance makes you a more viable relationship partner for men, you have a lot of things backwards.
Yeah.
And it amazes me how they never actually talk to men or see what men might be interested in. They just assume that men should be bending over backwards because you have money. Just because you bend over backwards for dudes who have money. Doesn't work like that.
Like, that is the standard. That's what I hear more often. More often than not, women's standards, even if they're gorgeous, beautiful, whatever, their standards are in the pit of hell.
Yeah, because they're all chasing attractive dudes. I actually agree with this woman. I totally agree with what she's saying here, okay? Women's standards are quite frankly in hell, and they're very low. But what I would add to that is they're very low for attractive dudes. That's really what it comes down to, right? And the threshold, you know, I saw a comment the other day where someone was like, well, what's wrong with women chasing attractive guys? You know, men wouldn't talk to women if they weren't at least a little bit attracted to them in the first place, right? But the difference is, dudes don't need you to be a 10 out of 10 to consider you for a relationship or to find you attractive or anything like this. But the bar for men, in terms of what women are finding attractive, is getting very, very damn high. And you can tell this by looking at, for example, the swiping statistics of women on Tinder, on these other dating applications. They are quite literally swiping on 5% of dudes. Okay, so the bar for what each gender finds attractive is very, very, very different. It's all very well and good to say, well, you know, men wouldn't talk to any women that they didn't find attractive. Number one, they do. But number two, men's bar for attractiveness, I swear people overplay this so much. Men do not care as much as women do. Men don't care as much as people think that we care about people's physical attractiveness.
That's what I hear more often. More often than not, women's standards, even if they're gorgeous, beautiful, whatever, their standards are in the pit of hell. So I'm like, how am I getting away from asking for this when like 99% of women are asking for this shit?
I wonder if this woman's in a relationship. You know, she's sitting here bragging about how she can make all of these different kinds of demands and men listen to them. Okay, what about the demand for a relationship? How's that going for you? I'd be interested to know that, because apparently this woman's dating life is so much better than all of the other women, but I didn't see a ring. I don't know if she is married. She could be, but it certainly seems like she isn't. So where exactly is the victory here for you, madam? Have you achieved more hookups and gotten more money from, you know, men on the internet? I mean, what do you want, a medal for that? Not that damn hard.
Y'all need to have some self-respect. I cannot believe the shit that I hear sometimes from women and from men. I will meet a man who's 5'3" and ugly and has no money, and he's dating a supermodel who pays half his rent. Like, that is what I'm seeing.
I'm not seeing that. I'd be very interested to see. Let's go back to that description again. I want to hear this.
I cannot believe the shit that I hear sometimes from women and from men. I will meet a man who's 5'3" and ugly and has no money, and he's dating a supermodel who pays half his rent.
I am very, very skeptical about this. Not to say that this can't happen, okay? The stars can align and something like this could happen, but I am very, very skeptical. And even if it does happen, it is certainly not the norm, okay?
Like, that is what I'm seeing. And we should all hold each other accountable for that and maybe bring back shame a little bit. Bring back shame. Because we gotta increase the standard of our overall demographic. Because holy hell, is it in the fucking gutter.
Exactly. The bar women set these days is sky high. But when it comes to accountability, it seems like it's buried in the ground. Women want men to be this perfect mix of everything. Successful, charming, emotionally available, protective, and confident. But at the same time, they don't hold themselves to the same standards. It's always about what a man can do for them, never what they can bring to the table. Women talk about wanting a man who respects them, treats them like a queen, and provides for them. But what are they offering in return? A lot of women don't have basic relationship skills like communication, compromise, or even showing appreciation for a man's efforts. They expect men to read their minds and meet their emotional needs while not being willing to meet the man halfway. And when relationships fail, who gets the blame? Men. Always. It's easier to point fingers at men than for women to reflect on what they're doing wrong. If they're not happy, it must be because the man isn't doing enough. Not because their expectations are unrealistic, or because they haven't put in the effort themselves. Women want the fairy tale romance without acknowledging that relationships take work from both sides. The truth is, women need to take a hard look in the mirror. They want men who are high value, but are they bringing high value qualities themselves? If women continue to demand more without offering the same, relationships are always going to feel one-sided. Relationships won't improve until women start holding themselves accountable. They need to stop seeing themselves as victims and start realizing that if they want a better outcome, they need to put in the effort too. Women can't keep asking men to meet their every need while they bring entitlement and nothing else to the table.
You know what the counter argument that a lot of people are going to say to this? A lot of these women are going to say, well, I do put in 100% effort, but you know what? I still get treated like dirt. Or I do put in absolutely everything for the relationship, but for some reason it's just not working out. But the truth of the matter is that number one, these women in these situations don't have relationships. And number two, the dudes that these women are chasing don't want them at all. They'll put in 110% for the man who's really attractive. That's the end of the story, really, right there.
And damned if we don't. No matter what action we take or what we say, women are going to find fault with it. They'll never appreciate us for what we do. They'll never acknowledge in a positive way anything we do. And they'll always look for the negative. And when I say things like that, the ladies tend to get really upset, saying, that's not true. We're not like that. Well, ladies, I give you Exhibit A.
So I went on a first date and a car was about to hit me and he grabbed me and pulled me away. And I don't know why, but that just gave me the ick because it's literally the first date. Why are you so obsessed with me? Like, it was just so desperate. And it's like, play it cool.
As I said, men are damned if they do and damned if they don't.
Wait, did this man just save a woman from oncoming traffic and then she said it was the ick? Am I misunderstanding something that's going on here, man? So the dude quite literally saves you from potentially becoming a paraplegic or worse, and you're making a TikTok video about how it's an ick? I mean, okay.
Here she is making a video calling out a guy for following the sidewalk rule and protecting her when she was about to get hit by a car, apparently. And she has a problem with that. I guess logically we have to assume that he should have just let her get hit by the car, get injured, and potentially, well, not be around anymore.
Yeah, at the end of the day, guys, not my problem, right? You can't say on the one hand, men should do this, and then when men do step in and help you or save you or compliment you or whatever it is that you say that you want them to do for you, you can't then turn around and complain when men do these things, because the end result is dudes will simply say, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. Okay? You can't sit there and say, well, I want compliments from men, but when a man comes along and he compliments you, now all of a sudden you call him creepy and you laugh about him to your friends. What's going to happen there is dudes are going to stop complimenting you, right? You can't say, well, I want men to approach me, and then a dude approaches you who you don't like, and so you get in contact with your HR office. You see what I'm saying? Dudes are just going to withdraw the behavior entirely. And to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of empathy for the women who suffer as a consequence of this, right? Because the whole thing was allowed to happen from women who were saying it, and nobody said anything about it, right? Everyone just said, yes, screw the dudes, we don't need this, we don't need that. And then when men withdraw these privileges, then all of a sudden it's a problem. Okay. Again, guys, like this whole thing about the woman going into oncoming traffic here, you certainly can make the case that, hey, maybe the guy shouldn't have helped her. And that's a sad world we live in, but hey.
And rather than appreciate that he did that, here she is making a video on TikTok calling him out for doing it. Does anyone want to guess what would have happened if he didn't do it? Well, of course, she'd be making a video saying, why didn't he protect me? Why did he let me get hit? Why didn't he follow the sidewalk rule? What happened to real men? As I said, men are damned if they do and damned if they don't.
I'm hearing a lot of rules and things that men have to do. Not really hearing a lot of rules and things that the women have to do, right? So we have like a whole list of things that dudes ought to do, even if they're not in a relationship with you, right? We have to pay for everything. We have to plan everything. We have to protect you. We have to open your car door, get you flowers. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? But we don't really hear a list of what women have to do. And here's the thing. That list of behaviors that men do, if she doesn't like you, then all of a sudden you're in trouble for it as well. Okay? We had the video yesterday, and I'm pretty sure that the dude like hit on the woman or something. She said that she wasn't interested. So the dude withdrew his attention, and she still got mad at him. You can't win, man, I swear.
So the honest truth is, the best option for men these days is just to avoid women completely. And when we're around them, to let them fend for themselves. Because as I said, nothing we do is ever acknowledged, let alone appreciated. At least not in a positive way. And for all you ladies out there who love to jump in my comments and say, it's not all women, well, I hate to break it to you, but it is. Because now we're following the same rules and applying the same standards that you've applied to men for decades now. It's called
I mean, even if it's not all women, so this is like a big argument that's kind of come up between people, right? Let's just say that, you know, not all women are going to do this, for example. But the problem is, all it takes is one, and for example, your career is ruined, right? Let's just say you approach the wrong woman at your workplace, or for example, at your gym. You might be liable to lose your job, right? Because the woman said you did something that you didn't, or that she felt uncomfortable, and before you know it, it's difficult to pay rent. Or you could approach a woman at the gym and hit on her, and she could not like you, report it to staff, and all of a sudden you're not allowed in your favorite gym anymore. Things like this, right? So it's not like every woman is going to do this to you. But the problem is, every individual can do this to men, and people believe that you're guilty these days without any proof whatsoever. I mean, we've seen what happens to a dude all over the internet, guys, where you have men who haven't necessarily done anything, but they get accused of something, and then everybody treats it as though the man is 100% guilty. You see what I'm saying?
called equality. Y'all wanted it. Now you got it.
It really does feel like a no-win situation for men with women these days, doesn't it? You're expected to be everything: confident, successful, emotionally available, but not too emotional, assertive but not aggressive, ambitious but not too busy. And on top of all that, women keep shifting their expectations, making it feel like no matter what a guy does, there's always something they're going to criticize. Take dating, for example. You approach a woman with confidence, suddenly, you're labeled cocky or creepy if you're not exactly her type. Play it safe and try to be respectful. Now you're seen as weak or uninterested.
Yeah, we had a video recently actually where the dude asked for consent expressly, and then the woman said it was an ick that he asked for her consent. I mean, you can't make that crap up at a certain point, can you? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Let's continue into the next clip here. This woman with the hat says, "How do you date when you love being single?" I mean, you don't, but let's take a listen.
I have a genuine question. How do you date when you genuinely love being single? I honestly find it so hard. I keep downloading these apps, right? I get on there, I see the talent, I'll have a couple of conversations, and then I get so deflated, I delete it. Like, it's actually so much effort. It's like a full-time job.
No way this woman is saying that sending messages on a dating application is the same as a full-time job. That is crazy.
Managing those apps. Like, I feel like I've just gotten to the point where I'm so independent. Like, I literally take myself to the movies. I take myself on holidays. I'm like trying to start my own businesses. Like, I genuinely love doing everything on my own.
Guys, I'm so strong and independent, and I'm so happy without a man. Let me just make a TikTok video about it. You know, I kind of have the belief, guys, that these people who make these TikTok videos and they're trying to convince you that they're so happy and independent, I mean, something tells me that they're actually not so happy and independent. If you have to make a TikTok video outlining characteristics that you supposedly have, I'm just going to assume that you don't actually have those characteristics. Like, yeah, bro, I'm such a nice man. I'm so nice and I'm so humble. You see how it's contradictory, right? But this woman's trying to convince us that she's independent and she doesn't need no man. But personally, to me, it seems like she's frustrated.
So now it's kind of like I'll only date someone unless they contribute something really positive to my life, which I think is a good thing, but it's really hard when your life is so good. Like, I don't know, I love life.
Life is so good. My life is going fantastic. But at the same time, if a man wants to join my life, he has to contribute more than what I'm contributing to myself. I don't really see how the logic applies here. If your life is so great, then why do you need a man to come along and improve it? I mean, you're saying everything is fine and dandy, you know, sitting here being single and you've got no issues and life is fantastic for you and you quote unquote love it. But men have to come into your life and provide you more things, right? More than what you are already providing yourself. So for example, usually this means financially, right? So, I can afford everything myself. I make $100K a year. So I want a man who makes at least $100K a year. Like, okay, good luck with that.
Like, what do you do? I keep going home. My parents are like, Taylor, are you dating anyone? Any boyfriends? Grandkids? I'm like, fucking grandkids, are you kidding? Like, I can't even get myself to go on a second date. It's not looking good.
Here's the thing. If she really loves being single, then why all the complaints about dating? It's almost like these women say they're content being on their own, but their actions and words tell a different story. If being single is so empowering and fulfilling, wouldn't she be too busy living her best life to rant about the dating scene? Here's the thing. A lot of times, when women say they love being single, it's just a front. It's a way to save face because deep down, they're frustrated that things aren't working out the way they thought they would. They've been told that they don't need a man and that they should focus on themselves. And sure, there's nothing wrong with being independent and focusing on personal growth. But when they still crave a relationship, a partner, and genuine connection, that's when the contradictions come in.
I think these women should go out there and continue to be career-oriented, self-centered, and just be strong and independent. I think she's doing perfectly fine. Hats off to you, madam. Right? If your life is so fantastic and it's so great and you don't need no man, I suggest that you keep it up. Perhaps I'll invest in cat food, and we'll see how that goes. Like, guys, I see a lot of videos like this from women saying that they don't need a man and that their careers are going well and everything. And I just, if it is going so great, I just kind of think to myself, why even make the video in the first place, right? And, props to you. If you're having a great time with your career, being by yourself, that's totally fine. But I don't think a lot of these women are. But hey, if that's what you want to do, go out there, knock yourself out. And when you're 40, living alone with your cats, or in this woman's case, perhaps some other barnyard animals, you can have fun with those animals and they can be your family. Let's continue on to the next clip.
Von deiner Abhängigkeit, dass du abhängig bist. Dieser Mensch lebt davon. Und es gab mal eine Zeit, da war das dein Nummer 1 Mensch. Du hast den auf den Podest gestellt, weil so war das von diesen Narzissten auch alles manipuliert. Ja, so, dass du den auf die Nummer 1 stellst, auf den Podest stellst, alles für den machst und sowas für dich opferst und sonst was. Aber ab dem Zeitpunkt, wo du dich von diesen narzisstischen Fesseln loslöst, da kommt dieser Mensch damit nicht mehr klar. Narzissten kommen damit nicht klar, wenn du unabhängig bist. Und die machen sich sowas von zum Affen, die machen sich so lächerlich, auch noch Jahre später.
Bravo.
Schreiben die dir oder versuchen mit dir generell in irgendeiner Art Kontakt zu knüpfen, Kontakt aufzunehmen und anhand deiner Reaktion oder Nicht-Reaktion, anhand, dass du nicht reagierst oder nicht diese gewünschte Reaktion denn gibst, wissen die ganz genau, dass du nicht mehr abhängig bist. Der Narzisst merkt das, dass du nicht mehr abhängig bist, dass du ihn nicht mehr brauchst, dass du ihn nicht mehr willst, dass du gar nichts mehr mit dem zu tun haben willst. Und dieser Mensch kommt damit überhaupt nicht klar. Und die sind so besessen, ja, auch von dir, weil du warst einst vielleicht mal bestimmt eine sehr, sehr, sehr gute Energiequelle für diesen Narzissten. Warst ihm sehr von Nutzen. Und dann, wo du gemerkt hast, dass das alles nur eine einseitige Beziehung ist, hast du dich von diesen narzisstischen Fesseln, wie gesagt, gelöst und bist unabhängiger geworden, selbstständiger. Weil die größte Angst eines Narzissten ist es, nicht nur dich zu verlieren, nein, dass du unabhängig wirst, selbstständig, dass du ihn durchschaust.
Ja.
Dass alles nur ein Trickbetrug war. Ja, so, das ist die größte Angst von so einem Narzissten.
Der Junge hat Ahnung.
so durchschaut zu werden. Und jemand, der einen Narzissten durchschaut, der kann nicht mehr kontrolliert und manipuliert werden. Der kann nicht mehr abhängig gemacht werden, weil dieser Narzisst hat dich über Jahre wahrscheinlich hinweg abhängig gemacht. Oder über diese Zeit, über die ihr euch kennengelernt habt, gekannt habt und so. Und die machen das halt. Die machen einen abhängig von sich, ja. Du denkst oder hast gedacht, es ist so wichtig, was dieser Mensch von mir denkt. Dieser Mensch ist der wichtigste Mensch in meinem Leben. Dieser Mensch ist alles für mich. Ja, ich würde alles für den tun. Ja, mein Leben für den geben. So abhängig macht dich ein Narzisst, bis du irgendwann von dieser Trance aufwachst, bis du irgendwann von dieser, ja, es ist wirklich wie so ein Fluch, ja, den du brechen musstest. Ja, weil viele von denen, die benutzen auch Flüche und dunkle Magie und sonst was. Auf jeden Fall, wer nicht dran glaubt, ey, it is what it is. Aber wer sich mit der spirituellen Welt auskennt, weiß, dass es sehr wohl Hexer und Hexen gibt und auch Flüche und Magie und der ganze Quatsch, ja, Voodoo und was für sich alles. Manche, die machen irgendwelche Liebesmagie, dass du so eine richtig rosa-rote Brille auf hast, alles überschaust, alles übersiehst, alles durchgehen lässt, weil das lieben die. Wenn die merken, die können sich alles erlauben. Du lässt alles durchgehen, lässt alles mit dir machen, bis irgendwann der Zeitpunkt kommt, wo du aufwachst. Und das ist den ja meist gefürchtetster Moment. Dieser Moment, wenn du aufwachst, wenn du endlich von dieser Trance, von diesem Fluch dich befreist.
Ja.
Das ist wie dieser Film Get Out. Ja, habt ihr den mal gesehen? So, du bist gar nicht Herr deines Körpers, deiner Lage, deiner selbst gewesen und sowas. War es wie ein Trance. Wie verflucht. Wie als würde jemand anderes deinen Körper beherrschen. Und genau das tun die. Und ab dem Zeitpunkt, wo du dich wieder selbst beherrschst, dich von diesen Fesseln löst, selbstständig wirst, die merken das sofort. Dieser Narzisst merkt das sofort und wie gesagt, der macht sich sowas von lächerlich, auch noch Jahre später versucht er trotzdem zurückzukommen und schaut jedes Mal wieder, ob alle paar Monate oder alle paar Jahre oder die versuchen es immer wieder. Nicht bei jedem, aber
Genau so.
oftmals.
Genau
Ich habe das
so.
auch selbst erlebt und erlebt das noch bis heute. Gewisse alte Charaktere aus meinem alten Leben, ja, von früher, die immer noch bis heute versuchen zurückzukommen zu mir.
Same.
Und manche von denen, wie gesagt, die machen das alle paar Jahre, manche machen das alle paar Monate, manche alle paar Wochen. Kommt immer auf diesen Narzissten an. Aber die geben nicht einfach so auf. Und schon gar nicht, wenn du, wie gesagt, eine sehr gute Energiequelle warst für die. Und ein sehr guter Enabler, so ein Flying Monkey. Die geben nicht auf. Machen sich sowas von zum Affen.
Ja.
Stalken dich, schreiben dir. Wenn die dich in echt sehen, hey, wie geht's dir? Und drücken dir ein hohles Gespräch. Aber dieser Mensch merkt, dass du den gar nicht mehr willst. Dass du gar nicht mehr abhängig bist. Dass du total unabhängig bist. Dass du glücklich bist. Zufrieden. Und das zerfrisst diesen Narzissten innerlich. Deswegen gibt einem Narzissten niemals diese gewünschte Reaktion. Wenn er sich wieder meldet oder sonst irgendwas, bleib kalt. Eiskalt. Schreib nicht zurück, lass dir nichts anmerken. Und wenn man irgendwie, kann ja mal sein, was weiß ich, wie deine Situation ist. Wenn man dann mal schreibt, belanglos, kalt, emotionslos. Ich weiß, es ist hässlich. Ja, aber mit manchen Menschen müssen wir so sein. Ja, Vergebung, auf jeden Fall, vergib diesen Menschen, aber lass dich nicht mehr drauf ein. Bleib da wirklich eiskalt und bleib stark. Gib dem nicht diese gewünschte Reaktion und der wird es sehen. Der wird dran kaputt gehen. Die gehen dann so in die Selbstzerstörung. Wenn die keinen mehr zum Manipulieren haben, zum Ausnutzen haben, dann haben die nur noch sich selbst. Wenn ein Narzisst nur noch sich selbst hat, dann geht er an sich selbst kaputt. Ja. Weil die kommen mit sich selbst nicht klar. Deswegen brauchen die ja diese ganzen Enabler, Flying Monkeys, die ganzen Mitarbeiter von denen. Die kommen ja alleine nicht klar. Deswegen lass den auflaufen. Lass den alleine sein Ding machen. Mach du deins. Bleib dir selbst treu. Und zieh weiter. Wenn dieser Mensch sich meldet oder sich bemerkbar macht mit einem Abonnement und auf einmal hat er dich abonniert oder sonst was, er folgt dir oder sonst irgendwas auf Social Media oder spricht dich an oder sonst irgendwas. Bleib einfach so stoisch, emotionslos, lass dir nichts anmerken. Werde auch nicht hyped, wenn die dann kommen und, oh geil, der meldet sich wieder, ah, guck mal, wie besonders ich bin, ah, guck mal, der hat keinen besseren gefunden. Lass dir das nicht anmerken. Lass dir das, so, kämpf gegen dein Ego. Lass nicht dieses Ego dann raus, von wegen, ah, guck mal, wie toll ich bin, der meldet sich wieder bei mir. Who cares? Dieser Mensch hat dich die ganze Zeit nur ausgespielt und ausgenutzt und der hat dich nicht verdient. Deswegen, lass auch nicht zu, dass er dich so wieder zurückgewinnt. So, deswegen, da kannst du sehen, wie er von selbst kaputt geht. Glaub mir, der Narzisst in deinem Leben, der merkt das, dass du den nicht mehr willst, dass du gar keinen Bock mehr hast auf den. Dass du komplett unabhängig bist, dich von diesem Fluch befreit hast. Der merkt das. Der versucht natürlich wieder, den Fluch zu dir so aufzudrücken und sonst was, versucht sein Glück. Aber alle Waffen, die gegen uns gerichtet werden, werden nicht funktionieren. Wenn Gott mit uns ist, wer soll gegen uns sein? Und die sind verflucht. Die sind besessen, dämonisch besessen. Die Leute nennen es narzisstische Persönlichkeitsstörung. Es ist nicht eine Persönlichkeitsstörung, es ist ein Dämon. Ja. Ja, es ist ein Dämon. Ja. Auf jeden Fall. Die sind besessen. Das ist der Geist des Narzissmus, der narzisstische Geist. So selbstverliebt, ich-bezogen, egoistisch, manipulierend, gaslighten, all das, was die tun, ja, das ist dieser Dämon in denen. Weil du siehst es in ihren Augen, dass die oftmals das gar nicht tun wollen, aber die haben keine Kontrolle über sich selbst. Und erst im Nachhinein bereuen die es dann. Aber anstatt sich zu entschuldigen, das können die einfach nicht. Ignorieren die es dann und versuchen dann nach Jahren wieder ihr Glück bei dir. Oh, wenn wieder Gras drüber gewachsen ist, vielleicht habe ich ja da eine Chance. Die sind zurückgeblieben, die sind nicht so klug, wie die machen. Eigentlich sind die sehr, sehr zurückgeblieben. Sehr unklug. Die haben nur auf so klug gemacht und auf so stark und auf so toll. Aber eigentlich sind Narzissten komplett dumm. Real Talk.
Kann ich bestätigen.
Die sind nicht klug. Weil die melden sich dann vielleicht jahrelang nicht oder monatelang oder wochenlang und dann aus dem Nichts kommt dieser Narzisst wieder und versucht sein Glück. Ja. Bleib stark.
Der Junge hat Ahnung.
Lass den nicht mehr zurückkommen. Gib dem keine Chance mehr.
Salut.
Einmal verspielt, immer verspielt. Hey, wir haben vergeben, aber wir vergessen nicht.
Exakt.
Und wir machen nicht wieder dasselbe durch. Was wir schon mal durchgemacht haben, machen wir nicht wieder durch. Deswegen, ich hoffe, ich konnte jetzt irgendjemandem damit helfen. Auf jeden Fall. Du merkst es selbst in deinem Leben, wie lächerlich dich dieser Narzisst macht. Vorher diese ganze Schmierkampagne, Gerüchte verbreitet und dann auf einmal Funkstille. Keiner sagt mehr was. Deine Taten sprechen für dich, für sich selbst. Funkstille, nix, seit Jahren Funkstille und auf einmal versucht er wieder cool mit dir zu sein. Erst macht er das immer klar, deswegen sage ich das jetzt noch zu guter Letzt. Macht er das immer klar. Dann, wo du aufgewacht bist, ging die Schmierkampagne los, der hat deinen Ruf zerstören wollen, den Namen in den Dreck gezogen, Gerüchte verbreitet, all das. Auf einmal hat er auch gemerkt, das funktioniert jetzt auch nicht. Da hat er dich gehen lassen. Da hat er dich in Ruhe gelassen. Und dann auf einmal jetzt, nach Jahren, versucht er wieder zurückzukommen. Nee, Mann.
Niemals.
Das war's.
Niemals.
Auf gut Deutsch, verkackt. Hat sich's verspielt. Einmal verspielt, immer verspielt. Spiel Spiel niemals mit einem echten, authentischen, liebevollen, empathischen Menschen. Denn wir vergessen nicht. Wir vergeben sehr schnell, aber wir vergessen nicht. Deswegen, weiß jetzt nicht, wer das hören musste, aber ich hoffe, es ist angekommen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Peace. God bless.
Vielleicht bist du gerade in dieser Situation und du dachtest, du hast es mit einem Bruder zu tun, mit einer Schwester. Du dachtest,